Hey,
What's up? I actually like that song. Sometimes I sit in the background and it
yeah, I
reminds me
like
of
it too.
going to
You
the
know, you know
Caribbean.
what just you know what just keeps cracking me up though? I got that big porn stash shot of us in Jamaica.
Yeah, but that, you didn't know any better. I guess.
Yeah, but you never said anything.
Well, I didn't think of it as porn stash at the time, I guess. But now in retrospect, it was.
Well, we are here today, and then we had a great time in Fort Lauderdale,
Yep.
and we'll talk about that, I'm sure, and have some discussions because it gets into really today's discussion, right? Like, what does it feel like to just rest? So, as we get some folks on and we just start going in the discussion, we want to let that be the topic, right? What
Hmm.
does it feel like to just rest? You can put that on the bottom for people to see when they come in. So,
Yeah.
just
Well, I think part of it, Jay, is the one thing that we made a commitment to do, which was visiting and doing something once a month where we are traveling and seeing either the continental United States or outside of that. And I think I shared with with people, but also like the thing that gives me the greatest joy is um, vacationing, like with family and stuff like that. So I really, yeah. Are you doing something, deep, Mr.
that was me.
DJ?
I hit something by mistake. My bad.
Oh, I'm like, what is happening? Um, so yeah, just and that's when I'm like the most at rest or the most relaxed. Let me just say that. I'm not the most at rest yet, but I'm definitely the most relaxed. I love going on vacation and exploring new places, and I just love hanging out with family, whether it's you or the extended family.
Yeah,
Just
well,
yeah.
and I think when we went to our recent trip to Fort Lauderdale, just something quick. I mean, it wasn't a vacation in so many ways, right? But it was kind of a time to just be at rest. We still worked,
Mm-hmm.
right? We still had
Mm-hmm.
work to do, and but it wasn't under the notion of we're on a vacation, we're at some special place, we got to see something different. You know, um, I like that. I don't
Yeah.
like to have a vacation scheduled out where we are. And in certain cases, I get it, right? There's you got to catch this bus at this hour and you're going to be there. I get it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But on a regular, like we go to Cancun or we go anywhere. I mean, just we go anywhere, take any trip. I really just want to relax.
Right. Yeah,
What
and
do you-
so that's the part of the rest because I'm a planner on many things, right? As long as I can remember, I had an agenda.
Including vacation.
Yeah, including vacation. Like I am the person that's like on Monday, we're going here at this time. We're gonna have breakfast at this time. We're gonna have fun at this time. We're gonna swim at this time. We're like, let's map out all the adventures. And part of that in my head was how can we like fill the the experience with experiences. And y'all used to make fun of me and all that stuff. So I had pulled back on some of that. It still makes me tick. Like, oh, what's the schedule for today? But I pulled back. And what's so funny, I think the first time I was like, forget it. I'm not doing any schedules. Y'all were like, what we doing today? I'm like, nothing. I don't have anything. Wait, what? What time are we going such and such?
That wasn't me.
Oh my gosh, Jason.
That
That is
wasn't
you.
me.
Yes, it was you.
No, it
You
wasn't.
you do that now. Like, okay, what time are
Well,
we
I asked
going?
you because I know that you usually have something. And look, when we were in Lauderdale just this past week,
Mm-hmm.
I asked you as a courtesy, what you got scheduled? I don't have
As
anything
a
scheduled.
yes,
Great.
because I'm learning, and for this one, so this is the part of the rest. This is the
Okay.
transformation.
Get it? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's part of it.
but I think I've conditioned y'all to be like, what time is this and what time we going to here? Because that's what I did. Like what time? Highland Brown. And just again, just how I won't say we, but how I plan things out. I always do that. So this time I sort of let go, right? So during our quick uh travels down to Fort Lauderdale, I didn't I didn't map out where we were going to go eat. I didn't map out any events like we're going to go here, we're going to go there. The only thing I did say was like I want to go to the beach.
Yeah, well, and there's a difference when you go. While I'm here, I at least want to go to this place, or I want to go here, or I want to see this person. That's different than okay. Look, at 8 o'clock we're going to be here, and then at 10 o'clock we're going to leave here, and we're going to go over here, and then at 11:30 we're going to have lunch. And if we don't make it to lunch at 11:30, then we're not going to be able to make. Then it just gets to be like, okay, we're on a routine, and we're not having fun.
Yeah.
And so,
Well,
I just try to keep it that way.
so then the question is, what does it feel like to rest? So it actually was quite freeing. I'll be honest, like not having necessarily a schedule. Now I was still at work, so I made sure I did my work. But the weekend,
Right.
it was like I don't know. Like we laughed, we walked on the boardwalk. We did see the sunrise, so that was one of the things that I was like, I want to see the sunrise. Why not? We did see the sunset, and we ate at this one restaurant every day we were there. We
Yeah.
we decided not to eat there one afternoon and was like, oh, we're gonna eat on the beach, and that food was disgusting. I was like, what is this? And we went back to the same restaurant. So and that was okay because typically I'm like, oh, we gotta go back to the same restaurant. But that restaurant was good. It was close. It was inexpensive. It was fresh breads and doohickeys. I was at rest. I had the best sleep.
Yeah. So let's give a little bit more detail around this trip to the
I'm
extent
gonna sip
possible.
some. I'm gonna sip some tea as you spill some tea.
So the room, right? Well, first of all, we got great plane tickets. And that was something that we did want to talk about with people who watch this, even if they watch it afterwards. We got $45 flight, $45 round trip tickets per person from Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale. Oh, I don't know why. Uh-oh. This is about to be a two-camera experience. So Kendra is frozen. I'm going to take her off for a second, and she will join me here. I don't know what happened to the power in the office. I guess that means I got work to do tonight. In any event, we got $45 round trip tickets from Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale. You can't beat that. And it was on Frontier. And okay, yes, Frontier is Frontier, right? You can't.
Hi, Jason.
Let's pull up a chair.
I will. I lost power
I don't know.
in my room. I mean, everything went blank. I thought we lost power in the house. So,
Because you're just so bright.
oh shit! It's shutting it up.
All right, y'all. So we gotta make an
It, we were
adjustment.
we were now we're forced to be in the same room. See, I'm used to my little comfort space.
Well, now you just gotta relax. So let's talk about the trip. So this is great because people don't get to see us in the same space. So we get great
What?
flights.
Say that.
I've been drinking.
What you been drinking?
We got great tickets for flights. Now we did have an Airbnb.
That was in a hotel. So it was an Airbnb. So some places, some resorts actually have living spaces for people to buy, right? So some hotels above a certain number of floors, it's rentals, leases. So that's what this was. So it was a resort, and then portion of the resort were homeowners who leased the spots. And so it was a studio.
Well, you keep using the word resort.
It was a resort. It was a resort like hotel place, it had pool and bar and gym and stuff like that. And it was on the beach, right? And we were in a studio.
So there are things that you really don't realize you appreciate in a hotel room that's there that we just didn't have. Now, one thing that was great from the room or the studio, if you want to call it that, was that the bed was super comfortable.
Oh my
It was
God.
probably
It was
the
the best
most
sleep.
comfortable bed. Yeah, it was the best sleep.
I mean, my shoulder wasn't hurting. I didn't wake up with a crook in my neck. It was great.
And we had the view of the sunset
Yes, it was wonderful.
every evening. So that was great. But the walls were white, the floor was gray. There was one painting that was way off on the side. It was just so bland, and the TV was it was crooked
Oh, I gotta go that
or
way.
slanted. Oh gosh. Anyway, but it served its purpose though, right? Because what do people go? People don't go to really enjoy the room. They go to enjoy the beach, and I get it. And so, there's give or take. And
It was the blandest room that I've ever been in. It
the
was
blandest.
just,
You don't realize how much you appreciate carpet, a little bit of a light fixture, maybe some
it was
artwork.
bland. I wasn't even worth taking it. We have no pictures of it.
No.
Because why?
But we enjoyed the trip immensely. And the place, and I want to give a shout out to the place. I mean, they didn't ask us to do this, but Giorgio's Bakery
Mm-hmm.
on Ocean Drive. It's
Yeah.
on Ocean Drive in
In
Hollywood, Florida. If you ever have a chance to go there, go eat there.
Yeah.
I would, I gave a great review on, I guess, Google Maps or whatever it is when you review places. But the music was great. It had soul music, Sade, Marvin Gaye. I mean, it was just great. You got to sit near the water and watch the boats go by. You got to watch the sunset. The bread was warm. The food was great. And we went there several times. We had breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's right.
On different occasions throughout the trip. And we never really ate the same thing twice except for the salad.
Oh yeah, they had a great Greek salad. So they were,
and it was a Greek restaurant. This is not a soul food restaurant.
Right. Yeah, it was a Greek restaurant, but it was kind of eclectic, a little fusion. So there was some seafood, there was some, of course, seafood, but there was like some Italian food in there, right?
Yeah,
so
Italian, Greek,
you name it, and then just kind of American fare. But it was good. I had the scallops one evening. I had mussels another evening. What else?
I had the vegetable ravioli.
And then I had some calamari, sauteed calamari. It was delicious. And the portions were big, right? So it was family style in a way. So Jason and I just kept sharing the salad, and then we had like some additional food that I couldn't eat all of.
And they brought hot bread.
Hot bread. It's a bakery. So it was really, really good.
Right. So it's Giorgio's Bakery and Bistro. Is it or something like that?
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyway, if you ever find go to Ocean Drive and go to Giorgio's Bakery.
Yeah.
And they cleaned up very quickly. So to keep the birds away.
Right. So nothing was ever left.
Nothing was left at the table. Even while you're there, they're very attentive. And the water was delicious. Everything was great.
So we had a good time.
We had a good time. We walked on the boardwalk. We actually rode bicycles.
Yeah, well, so we needed to get some lotion.
Yes.
On black skin, the dry skin looks like ash. And so Jason came out and was like, look at my legs. And I was like, oh my goodness, you're floating.
I kind of look like Casper on the bottom.
And then I realized that in my little travel thing, what I thought was some Aveeno lotion was actually some body scrub. It just looked the same. I was like, we have no lotion. So what do we have to do? Go to Walmart. So we decided to rent some bicycles.
Yeah, when we didn't have to. because the
Resort
resort
had bikes. We didn't know that because we didn't even pay attention. I mean, really, we didn't like. Typically, again, I would read all of the stuff and see what activities they're having, and we were like, "Ooh, we going to that. We
Right.
going to that." Didn't do it.
Well, and so they had bicycles. They also had a rooftop bar. What was the name of the place? It was what was the name of the place?
Place. I
Okay,
don't
we'll
remember.
put the name of the place. If
I don't
anybody's
remember.
curious,
Costa Hotel something.
Coastal Hotel,
Costa or
Costa,
Costa.
Costa. Okay.
Costa.
Anyway,
CHC.
we'll provide that detail in some comments. But it was a nice place. It had a rooftop bar and lounge chairs and hot tub and pool.
Yep. So one day we went on the beach. Then we went to the pool. We didn't get in the pool.
No, we didn't.
No, we just kind of just laid outside because it was so nice out. It was in the
And it was
80s.
it was 80s.
80s,
Oh.
and here in the States. I mean, in the States, like we went out in the country, but Georgia, above Florida and beyond, y'all were freezing, and we were warm. Like there was a little sweat beads, a little glistening on my forehead. Was happening, but we rode bicycles to the Walmart.
And Kendra was a cop on the boardwalk too.
What do you mean I was a cop on the boardwalk?
He was a cop. You went straight teacher.
Let me tell you,
home.
there's a lane.
This is a bike lane, people.
There's a lane, and I was not trying to crash into anyone, nor did I want anyone just walking, and cutting me off and I fall. So people should not be walking in the bike lane. Big behind sign, bike lane. Big, and even if you couldn't read, symbols, big bike symbols. And so
you know what you're sounding like right now?
Excuse me, I'm not finished. And then so when people were in the lane, to warn them, I would say bike lane, bike lane.
Progressive commercial, becoming your parents. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, so let's move on to some other topic. There's some really hot news coming out. Oh, that's out right now. Could I get a copy of the book?
Oh, yeah, you can get a copy somewhere. But we talked about this on Saturday. Kat, keep talking. I'll get a copy. Do your thing.
Let me tell you what I'm gonna do.
See, that's just one.
Anyway, we did mention this on a prior episode.
Oh, a stack of books. They still shrink wrapped.
Yes. So I'll put it off to the side right here. So Dr. Kendra Washington and Kelly Peaks Horner.
You left off your last name.
Dr. Kendra Washington Bass. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want a little credit?
Well, I dated up.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So, but apparently I didn't even get my own signed copy yet.
No, wait, don't take it out the shrink wrap. I'm not ready. That tomorrow is unveiling shrink wrap. Listen, y'all, I haven't even seen the final copy.
I didn't even read the origin story.
Well, I could tell it to you. And you know me, and see, Jason and I have been married since 1985, so he knows a lot of the story.
We've been married since when?
I mean, we've known each other since 1985. But so you know a lot of this part of the story. And you in here, by the way.
I know, but it's from your perspective.
Yeah, which is the right perspective.
Okay, right. Mm-hmm. Anyway. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, there was something else about the Fort Lauderdale trip. I have to say this because this is great. This is actually flowers for you too.
Oh, I got flowers. Go ahead. What?
Yeah, you almost didn't make it on the plane.
No, I made it on the plane.
No. You almost did not make it on the plane.
What do you mean I almost didn't make it on the plane?
Because the TSA lady thought that your license was a lie.
You mean coming back home?
Coming back home, yeah.
Yeah, so the story is keep this plane. This is sales, right? This is how we're gonna eat in the future. This is how we create the empire, Kelly. Right here. No, yep. If you have excuse me, promo.
Unwarped.
It's not called Unwarped.
It's not
If
Unwarped.
You have a copy, you need to buy one for your friends. Please, they're on sale now, $19.95 on all platforms. Okay, so here's what happened. I'm coming back home from the Fort Lauderdales. I go on my little TSA line and I give the lady my license. And she goes, and I said, oh, shoot, something happened. What? I was like, do I have something on me? Is that not my right license? And she goes, excuse me, something is not right here. And I'm like, something is not right here. Now, Jason, with his clear, just scan the eyes and give your
She
firstborn
gave me a
child.
hard way to go too, though.
He was already putting belts on or whatever and fixing himself and looking at internets. I'm still standing there in the TSA line. So she goes, this can't be right. You 50? And I'm like, oh yeah. Yes. Born 1972. I am 50 years old. She was like, no way. So she took my license and put it through some other like detection screen to see if my license was actually valid. I'm like, miss, I am 50 years old. I got 2 grown children. My husband's over there waiting. And she is
But
like,
doesn't she look great for 50? Look at this.
and by the way, you can learn about how all those 50 years have come into this book called Unwrapped. Get yours today, 1995, on all platforms. Okay. That's what every Finding Us is going to be. There's going to be commercials live.
Speaking of Unwrapped, did y'all know that this book is named Unwrapped? And it's this, but this is not unwrapped right now, so I can't.
It's an wrapped book.
This is a wrapped, unwrapped book. This doesn't even make sense, people. It's wrapped.
That's because Kelly and I just got our books.
Can I unwrap it?
You cannot unwrap it.
Unwrap it.
No, there's a way that I want to give it to you.
Can I just pull?
You cannot pull. Oh my gosh, people. I don't know about you, Kelly, but I have apprehension about Jason reading the book. Because
Something tells me she does not want me to read the book.
I do want you to read the book, but
I'm going to read it and I'm going to be like, wait a minute, Kendra.
What?
This is not the truth.
Oh my gosh.
This is not the truth on the story, the origin story.
It is the truth. You just said it. It's my perspective. So it's my truth.
Okay. So in any event, let's talk about rest. Anybody
Good. Thank you, Kelly. Steve hasn't read it either. Good.
Yeah,
Great.
Steve and I are going to get together, by the way, Kelly.
And what, you're going to have a reading party?
We're going to have a reading party.
Y'all going to sit and read each other's stuff? That'll be kind of cute at that point.
Kind of cute.
Oh,
yeah. Well, hold on. So, the topic at hand, could we get a few people to, just, and this includes you, Kelly, so chime in. What does it mean for you to rest?
Yes, and yes, by the way, as you're thinking about resting, Unwrapped is available on all platforms, on sale now, $19.95.
And when you get it, it'll be unwrapped.
And you'll be rested after you read it. Now, apparently, though, I think just a quick interjection here, someone could not put the book down. I was like, what? They couldn't put the book down and they were crying. I'm like, crying? Emitting emotion? Oh my God. All right. What were we saying?
Well, Lynn received 2 books. Thank you so much, Lynn.
Lynn is trying to fund the retirement. Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate you. Fund that retirement. We want to have more rest and more Finding Us.
So I'm going to say this. I'm going to go out on this limb and say that rest is important, so that way you can show up in the ways that you should show up to the people who you love, like to your spouse, to your friends. I mean, when you're not rested, you may have anxiety.
Sure.
You may
be ill.
You may be ill. There's so many other things that could be wrong. That if you fail to take time to rest, you're just not going to show up the way you should. And I will say, and take no offense to this, but there's been many a days, many a nights that Kendra has come home and has not been in a restful mood.
Oh no, rest has always been difficult for me. My brain spins at night. Like I feel like I have to jump up and do some more work.
Well, look, when someone's sending you an email at 2 a.m. and expecting you to respond, and there's just
Yeah, that culture of work is not healthy. And I with this new job, I have definitely been like 5 o'clock.
Well, and that's because that's the culture of that company. In fact, the company that I worked at, and all of them pretty much, has been at 5 o'clock, we shut down.
Yeah.
Everybody shuts their computers off at 5 and they go on about their business. And there's something to be said for that. And it's important because, again, you'd come home and I'd be like, hey, let's go out, let's go do something. And you're just not in that restful state. Whereas I've shut it off. I'm rested. I'm ready to go. So I would say to people, you know, if your culture, the corporate culture, if you work for a company, if you own your own business, even build it into your business to make rest a priority.
Or bound, or setting those boundaries. Like, you will not send an email to someone at 6 o'clock or after hours, because you're then giving the expectation of a response, right? You're setting an expectation that, oh, in order to be a leader, especially if it's coming from a supervisor, that we expect you to work beyond that. The other part to that too is, when you make that expectation or don't turn it off, then you're sacrificing time with family, you're sacrificing time for yourself, and you don't get that back.
That's
And
right.
that continues to whittle down into issues, right? It turns into arguments and fights and psychological and emotional stress on the people around you if all they see you do is work. I fell right into that trap of working and trying to prove that I prove my value,
Prove your worth. I mean,
prove my worth.
and
And
that
that was the
happens.
environment, the work environment that I was in. You worked all the time. It's like you came in early, you leave late, someone gives you something on a Friday, and it's like, well, when is it due? Monday. And so it's like, so you expect me to actually work on this weekend. And even though they might be like, well, but you gave it to me on Friday at 4 o'clock and it's due on Monday.
Y'all see that fervor right there? You see that attitude? That's what will show up on Friday night. And understandably, I'm not criticizing. I'm not being mean. I'm really not. I'm saying that that's what shows up.
And I'm
And
saying that's how I was thinking in my head, like,
right.
just the lack of respect
And
in
how
that.
many people I was like that when I worked on at certain
Yes,
jobs.
sure.
How many people fall into that category? How many people
Of
get like
course.
that? So, what we're saying is, let's get ourselves. That's why, hey, really, that's how this was all born. Finding us is about us getting ourselves back together and really, taking that journey into this next, phase of our lives, especially since we're empty nesters. So when you have children, when you got something going, maybe you're taking care of parents, whatever it is, and you don't get to rest, it starts to eat away at your psyche and everything else. And so we just wanted to make that point clear.
Yes. And speaking of rest, which is a component of unwrapping, you can get yours now, 1995, on all platforms. Unwrapped by Dr.
While you rest.
Yes, you may rest and read. See that there? Rest, read, relax. Okay, you can get your copy, 1995, on all platforms.
We need to get somebody some reading lessons on Frontier, because the flight, the lady couldn't even speak
Yeah, we know. We
as
talked
she
about
tried
that.
to read.
So
Yeah,
much
oh, we did.
less
We talked
yes,
about it last
yes,
trip.
yeah,
That was just bad.
yes, because those glasses. All the time.
Rest might include reading.
That's right. Rest does include reading.
And what reading might I?
Unwrapped. Get yours today, 1995, on all platforms.
This is shameful.
No, it's not. You know what? No. How many times?
No,
Kelly,
what's shameful about it is you're not putting it up close and personal. Unwrapped. Look at the name of the. See, you know what? It can't because the reflection from the light in it. Could we unwrap it?
No, I can't have you unwrap that unwrapped book yet. But you can get yours for 1995 on all platforms. Thank you. So yeah, here we are. I'm drinking my tea. Oddly enough, Wonder Woman, trying to strip that cape off. But I love Wonder Woman. She's just fabulous. But I don't have to be her anymore.
That's true.
Yep. I just drink from her cup.
Did she ever have a cape on?
Nope. Wonder
No.
Woman did not have a cape.
So she was unwrapped, like the book,
Yes,
for
1995
1995
on all
on all
platforms.
platforms.
See, Jason trained you up. See that? Just that quick, y'all. 30 minutes trained up. That's right. That's right. Well, we're finishing because I want to watch basketball. So sit like every Thursday when we are like we're finishing because there's a basketball game on somewhere, and I need to watch the NBA.
Yes, there was a great game last night.
What game was it? Because I fell asleep.
It was between Golden State Warriors and
Oh, who won in Memphis? See,
Memphis.
who won? I fell asleep. Since you watched it and it was such a great game, who won, Jason?
I don't know who won.
I know that Boston and Philly went into overtime. And the score was like 136 to such and such. Because I'm sorry, Boston and the Brooklyn Nets. So that's all I know. All righty.
Well,
it's time for us to go.
That's right. Well, we are going to sign off, and we appreciate all of you who have watched this live and or who will watch the recording. We hope that we've given you a few nuggets and told you about a great trip. We'll take some more trips and take notes, maybe take pictures of more places. That's something that we really need to do going forward. It's like, show some pictures. What did we see?
Well, that's your job.
My job.
You're the one in entertainment and stuff. You don't do that.
Anyway, before we leave, just to remind all of you, Unwrapped on all platforms. How much is it?
$19.95. If they
go.
charging you more, just double check it. There is one site that might be charging you more because that's a portion will go to help literacy. So in bookshop.org, that helps independent bookstores. So it might be $2 more, but that's a contribution to literacy. Other than that, you should find it for $19.95.
And by the way, let me just be clear, because if you just Google this, you might see some unsavory type titles. It's Unwrapped: The Pursuit of Justice for Women Educators. Make sure you look at that bottom part right there.
You know about some unsavories? You were typing in unsavories?
Well, I Googled Unwrapped, and next thing I know, I was like going into some X-rated site thing.
Oh my God. Don't do that, y'all, especially on your work.
Yeah, just make sure you put the subtitle.
Yeah, just or Kelly and Kendra's name.
All right. Or just go to Amazon or all platforms.
Yeah, all platforms. We don't want to promote just one.
Right.
So
sorry.
Boo. You just did it.
Boo hiss.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next Thursday at 7:30
p.m. Eastern
time.
If Jason gets the stuff out on time.
All right. We did not have to go there.
Listen, Monday invitations.
All right. You know what? On time. Good night, everyone. We're going to finish with the outro.
What's the outro?